Hello and welcome to another VOD review. We had the most fucked up weekend of matches that we've ever seen. I think I got 2 matches right in the West. I did pretty well in the East, but I got everything wrong that came to Shanghai Dragons, along with everyone else. So we're going to try and break this down, have a look at these games, and begin to understand. We're going to try and get through a lot of VODs. I think I want to do 4 VODs in the West, 3 in the East. So we're going to try and get 7 VOD reviews done in a short amount of time, so we're going to be pounding through these. So we're going to start with the Dallas Fuel versus the Paris Eternal. This was voted by Twitch chat, so YouTube chat. You just hate on them if you didn't want to see this one first. Dallas Fuel, oh wait, well I guess spoilers coming. Paris Eternal win this match over the Dallas Fuel, and once you look at it, it isn't that surprising. I would say one of the biggest weaknesses for the Dallas Fuel is that their strength is playing the Pharah. But Paris Eternal's strength is also playing the Pharah. So we saw a clash of very similar styles throughout this series, obviously with a bit of flexibility here and there, but we actually didn't see almost any slow bunker play get played by these two teams, because this was the first match of this tournament cycle. So we didn't see any Orisa,
Thank you very much,
any Reinhardt, any of these like slower down comps from either of these teams in this tournament, but as the weekend went on, we saw more of that from even both of these teams. So let's get into it and we'll break it down and go from there. A lot of people are going to ask, because I know you guys have this question, because everyone's asked in chat a million times. What do you think of Repel playing over Fielder? We saw them play, I think they only play Repel in this series. Not 100% sure about that, but I think. But in the next series, they play Fielder. I understand why they're playing Repel. Repel theoretically is in the team to play the Zenyatta, right? I think that is probably the role that they've given him of, if we ever have a Zen meta Repel, you're going to come in. Maybe they assume that Repel's better at the Zen, but usually Fielder plays for the Ana, the Baptiste, and all those kind of things. I don't love it. I think that the Repel difference on Zenyatta, if there is a difference between them on him and Fielder on the Zenyatta, it is not worth giving away the synergy that Fielder has on the Dallas Fuel roster, but also his ability to flex over to the Ana or the Baptiste if he is ever required to do so. So, unfortunately, the reality is I would just prefer to see Repel stay on the bench and always play Fielder, because Fielder's a boss. He really is. Fielder is so good at this game. So, I'd prefer to see Repel just sit on the bench, but let's have a look at it and we'll see how Dallas goes with that. Alright. Repel wasn't bad. Yeah, and that's the thing. Repel isn't bad. Repel is still a great flex support who should and deserves to be in this league. He is just playing behind Fielder, who is one of the best flex supports we have in the league right now. So you have to accept that as the distinction. In this first map, I remember there is a massive Pharah duel, so we're going to watch Naga take on Sparkle here. The main distinction that we see between these two teams right now is we have Onigod playing the Tracer, while Doha is playing the Sombra, and I would say this is probably just personal preference. And I don't know if one is actually better than the other. Wow, great boof onto Repel off the bat from Naga. I don't really know why Dallas Fuel sort of cornered themselves into this this small corner, but here we are. Alright, actually, let me answer this before I get all this, before we get these questions as well. Pine would not have helped Dallas Fuel. This is not a hit scan meta. If you're the Atlanta Reign and you want to play the Orisa compositions and slow the game down, maybe they could play Pine and McCree and it would be effective, okay? But that is the antithesis of how... Well, I'm not going to say antithesis because someone got really upset about me saying that. That is not how Dallas Fuel likes to play the game. They are good at diving. Fearless is good at diving. They're not going to put him on Orisa. They're not going to play and slow the game down playing Brig. They would always play the dive style, okay? So Pine would never play. Even if he was in North America, I do not think Pine would play in this meta because you want to play the dive with the Pharah. McCree is not the counter to Pharah, and I want to make that very clear because that is so important as a distinction going further into the series. McCree is not a hard counter to the Pharah. You can't just play a McCree and then the Pharah is useless. If you are going to counter the Pharah with some form of McCree, the rest of your team also needs to slow down the game. Play an Orisa, play that Brig Bap, play those styles in which you can play slower and then try and pick the Pharah out of the air. But Pine, we don't know what is happening with Pine. As far as we're aware, he still doesn't have a visa, and Pine is not the solution to the Dallas Fuel woes. Just to clear that up before we get that question a lot. Okay. Naga gets Jex. I didn't even know that happens. Oh, wow. Great boot by, gets Khan with that, boot. He actually paired it with the combo with the, with a rocket. The conk and the rocket. Oh, Naga's in trouble. And now... Paris's combo has just been losing so far. Like, that's the main distinction between these two teams. If you gotta keep your Pharah alive. Oh, that's a good sleep. I think they're gonna get the kills. Wow, Dan did a great job there. He actually opened that up for them completely. I will say this is a very hard meta to watch, so we're probably going to be watching from like random people's perspective at this point because it's hard to get an overhead perspective and really understand what's going on. And we'll try and go back and catch things that happen.
See you later. Ahorita regreso. Need healing over here. Beacon.
Where do you rank Doa Tracer? It's not very good. It's okay. Like, I don't know how to rank it. We haven't really seen a whole lot of Doa Tracer.
Translocating.
Doa's just doing a whole lot of nothing. So we got a Nano Pharah onto Sparkle. We saw this time and time again. For people that aren't aware, if you nano your Pharah and she gets damage boosted, a direct rocket will do more than 200 damage. So that's why you see a lot. This is actually why you see Ana played in these Pharah comps. The Ana is more self-sustainable. When you're playing a Pharah Mercy, you want to play an Ana because the Zen can't stay alive on her on their own. So you generally play the Ana, and then you use the Nano onto the Pharah to be able to get these damage boosted rockets so you can take out the opposing combo.
I will not waste such a justice reigns from above. Systems at max in range of the objective. Form up on
And I think you'll see a common theme throughout this tournament, and it happened for Dallas so far here. If they can play the Pharah, they will play the Pharah. We did see a lot of teams start to counter it a little bit more on some maps with the Tracer Sombra, but on maps like Gardens, like Lijiang Gardens, you have to play the Pharah. Like, the Pharah is just so good that it's hard to, like, not play Pharah. So Sparkle goes dumb aggressive against Naga. The reason you don't want to put yourself in the open is against these Anas. But Khan catches it late. That was an ambitious sleep by Khan. Maybe Anas might be the best perspective to watch in this style because they generally get a good look at what's happening for their dive and the opposing dive. Oh, good counter barrage by Naga. Oh, good nano as well. Let's go to the Naga Farapov. Damage boosted rockets, as I said, he just needs a direct. Oh, that will look good. So Paris gets the flip. Well, Bullpov would be one of the worst. Bullpov is kind of hard to know what's going on at all. It's the same with Sombra, right? Bull and Sombra are so playing their own game almost, that you don't really see a ton of group synergy. So we got the Pharah getting nanoed again. Jexay's Mercy wasn't that good, and I think this is actually a weakness of the fuel. I actually think Jexay wasn't as good as some of these other Mercies that we saw in the game. But Khan doing a great job of catching them out.
Much better.
Guys, help.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine. Ned.
Oh my god, she's doing so much damage.
You're going to be okay.
Oh, that's a good save. Let's get some Nagapov here.
I am the power.
Jexay gets a 4K later? Yeah. Oh, Naga misses the rockets. He really needed to get more done there. Oh, there's one. And another one. Oh, actually, I remember seeing this. Let's watch this whole thing back from Khan. Thoughts on Vesol? I think Vesol and Dredro have both been really good for this team. Gets to sleep on the ball, gets the kill. Ooh, big old Khan diff.
on your back.
Heroes never die.
Good EMP by Doha. Catches 3 on the point. Khan's getting isolated a little bit. He needs to, yeah, he needs to get back into white, I think. Is that a nano tracer? It is. Oh, nice play. Dude, Khan's kind of owning. Khan is like very much owning, actually. He's doing so much work. He's actually doing a lot of damage as well. Woo, nice. Ana is best pop for sure. I actually think Ana might be one of the best pops to have. Because it's just like, Ana sees a lot of what's happening with the rest of the game. Compared to a lot of other heroes. Check Khan PC. He looks free as fuck. Well, and that's the way this game works as well, is that the Diva, so generally the Sombra and the Tracer are looking for like pressure, like the Sombra Tracer, or like, actually I guess like Sombra or Tracer, whichever one you're playing, and the Wrecking Ball need to pressure the Ana, right? Because the Diva is generally trying to oppose the other Pharah, and the Pharah is looking at the other Pharah as well. So it is quite, it can look very free at times, but Dallasfield definitely needs to apply more pressure onto the backline of Khan. Khan felt like he wasn't getting pressured much at all. And if he was getting pressured, he was getting pressured solo by Fearless. And that's a pretty easy win for an Ana against the Wrecking Ball. If you hit the sleep and you get like a good amount of like hit fires in, you'll generally be fine if you're playing around a mini effectively, or you get any peel. Why is Diva Pop bad? Because the Diva generally just flies at the Pharah on cooldown and just looks at the Pharah on cooldown. Like, let's watch Hanbin Pop for this one. Yeah, Khan did get MVP for this match, I believe so. That was a good push in by Hanbin. By pushing Naga in, he essentially had to commit. Interesting that Onigod wants to play the McCree here. Instead of playing like the Tracer that he did in the last one. Alright, Nana Pharah. I think that was a little bit of an over-aggression there by the Dallasfield. They're like grouped up outside, and then as soon as that Nano Pharah got... it was interesting talking to Kai as well. So Danny talked to Kai after an Atlanta game, and he actually asked him about why he thinks Soldier is better than... Like, why is Soldier being played? And he was saying that in this meta, where there's like Wrecking Ball Divas and that kind of stuff, there's generally low heals or not a lot of directed heals being done to the tanks. So because you're not looking for that... The biggest weakness of Soldier is that he doesn't have a lot of like kill potential, but he puts out a lot of damage. Soldier does put out a lot of damage, especially if he's able to just sit there and shoot. So he was sort of saying that the high damage and high, like from range, as well with Soldier survivability, makes him a good hero in this meta, because it's hard for them to be able to heal up the tanks and stuff like that. Plus the no fall off damage on the Soldier tactical visor is actually quite valuable going up against Pharah Mercies. Yeah, like I think the biggest problem with Soldier is that it's very hard for him to take a head-on fight. He really needs everyone else to give him space. Oh, Vestola just kind of fed that. Oh! Doa says not today. That's a stretch, right? I thought he's meta for his... No, he's definitely not meta because his ult got buffed. His ult Tactical Visor not having drop-off damage is nice, but not a big deal. Tactical Visor is still generally considered a pretty mediocre ult. It's pretty good in this meta, but the no fall-off damage isn't a big change. So essentially a long-range Tracer, yes. Tracer is generally better, but Tracer... Like, think about it, right? When you're playing an Ana Mercy, it can be very hard for you to get heals. Or if you're playing Tracer Soldier, it can be very hard to get heals as a Tracer at certain times, so... Way too many ults committed by the Eternal. Yeah, kinda. Ults aren't as big of a deal in this meta. Like, they generally aren't. The ults aren't massively impactful. It's not like we're playing a brawl where having certain ults are the most crucial thing. Honestly, it's generally team fights and good dives, and setting up those ultimates are more important, right? Like, mines and Diva Bomb are nice, but are generally not, like, you're not going to win a team fight off of those ults for the most part. Other than Nano. Yeah, I would say Nano is probably one of the most impactful ones. Valk is really nice to be able to stay alive. Like, every ult is valuable in its own way, but they're not as, like, they're not team fight defining as others. Let's have a look at Naga with this Nano Pharah. Naga's really struggling to find any value right now with this Pharah on this round. Feels like everyone he tries to chase is just getting run away from. Valk is an underrated ult. Valk is more of like an insurance card for the Mercy, right? The Mercy can play more aggressive. Oh. No way. No way. The floor box is that low. Look at how low he gets. What is that? How is he not dead? Hello? Naga's been trying to use this barrage for so long. Is he gonna just barrage the Diva? Yeah, that's what I would do as well. Oh god, as long as he... Oh, that's not a good trade. I guess Drijo should be able to get this res. Oh, never mind. Oh, did he get the poop on the soldier? No. Oh, the res! Oh, he gets it. Oh, nice play. He's dead though. Yeah, I think they didn't get any. Paris just didn't get enough value out of that Pharah Mercy in this round. Like, they just didn't. I don't know if Naga got many final blows in that round. We'll see what they play on this one, because this is like kind of a Pharah map, but also not a Pharah map. I think the Pharah can be a bit of a bait sometimes because the opposition team can just bunker down on the point. So we'll see. You think Hanbin is arguably the best Diva? I think Hanbin is definitely one of the best Divas. I agree.
One. Round 3.
See you later.
So we're gonna see neither team. So this sort of goes back to what we were talking about with like the rock paper scissors. I think the Pharah composition is generally better than the composition that the Paris Eternal are running, right? Because the Pharah is able to bully the Zen, and if they can get space, it's generally quite good. Depends on the map, though. This map, I think Pharah can be hard to pull off, and I think that's why both teams decided to opt out of it. Fury is the best Diva? I don't agree with that. I think he's one of the better ones we have in the league, but the best... I don't know, it's hard to say.
Looking for me?
Who's the best in NA? If I was saying after this weekend, I think the best in NA might be Atlanta. Oh my... Naga just entered Frowny Town. He just got pushed into a brig and just murdered. Dawn gets repel. Well played. I think Doan needs to get off this soldier and go to the Sombra. I think he came out as soldier expecting them to play Pharah, but then not playing the Pharah. Wow, Dawn just booped 2 people off. Thoughts on Phyllis's ball? I think Phyllis's ball was quite good. I honestly think it was okay. Let's actually have a look at it right now. Like, the soldier just doesn't do a whole lot. Like, you would almost 100% of the time you would want a Sombra over a soldier in this meta, especially against like a Wrecking Ball and the Zenyatta. Okay, not bad. His team, like, his team just can't do anything. Like, they're just like slow. They're trying to give space to the soldier Zen, but oh, I don't agree with those mines from Dan. That felt way too early. So Phyllis is trying to not go in. He's trying to play defensive. He's playing a very defensive Wrecking Ball, not trying to, just trying to counter dive and give them the space. So they just decide to go aggressive. Paris goes aggressive with the Transcendence from Khan. Gets the first pick. Drijo's in trouble though, yeah. Fearless is not really doing much, but I don't really know if that's a flaw of the team. Like, he's doing... It seems okay. Every time Custa says a certain hero character is bad, they end up in the meta. Okay, Soldier. Alright, here's my thing. I'm not saying the Soldier's bad, right? I think this is probably the most meta Soldier's been in a very long time, and he definitely has value. But I would prefer to I like it when you're playing it with in parallel with like your Pharah, or you're using it to like pressure, or using a Pharah, using damage. Because I think McCree is too susceptible to death. While I think Soldier is a good middle ground to that. But if they're going to play the Tracer Sombra Wrecking Ball, I don't think Soldier is good. But if they're going to play like a Pharaoh or even like the Orisa slower comps, I think Soldier can get a lot more value. Can you say Genji sucks so we can see more Genji? Well, Genji does suck. You saw Boston play him and that didn't work out. Boston had this like weird, this weird rose-colored glasses for Genji. They're like, yeah, trust me, we can make Genji work. And then it works like once, they're like, we told you, and then they just lose everything else. Works like one time. This could be a big boot. That was a good play. Alright, we got the EMP from Naga onto Repel. Repel just gets absolutely murked. Fearless is doing pretty good on the ball. I think Fearless is doing really, really well on the ball. I actually want to look at this from Doa's pub. I don't really understand why not Kree instead of Soldier here. Isn't Flash super valuable against Dive? Okay, and here's a very common misconception that a lot of people have of McCree is good, right, because of the flashbang, right? That makes him super defensible against the Dive. No. Because if Doa is playing the McCree, right? Like, forget that it's Doa playing the McCree and that he's not as good at McCree. If you get dove by a Wrecking Ball, Diva, Tracer, Sombra, you just die. You can't run away. You don't have a lot of like self-survivability. You're a very vulnerable target to dying, right? So you need to play really far away, but because you're playing really far away, it's hard to get damage. So you either play really far away, don't do a lot, or you go close enough that you can effectively be dove. McCree is isolatable very easily if you play that. And everyone, if you are going to play the McCree, everyone needs to protect you, right? But they don't want to play the style in which they have to protect their McCree. So it can be really difficult to make the McCree work. I'm not saying McCree is just hot garbage. You can make it work, and people have made it work. Like, I think Kai does it really well, but generally when like Kai or someone else played the McCree and made it work really well. Who am I thinking of? Arns. Kai and Arns both made it work, right? To some degree, but I think their teams were generally playing around that, right? I would say if you are looking at when those teams play the McCree, it's generally when their main tank is playing like a defensible hero like a Reinhardt or a Orisa, when that is the game plan, right? To play that McCree behind that shield. So then you can defend him more, right? And gives them some range. But also, it's Arns and Kai. Not everyone is Arns and Kai and can do that. You know, we can't all be robots that just manage to click heads regardless of how much they're being dove. So, Dorito, thank you very much for the 2 months. The Doha Kree is legendary. Alright, so this is costing Fuel a lot to win this fight. That was that Rally Transcendence, Mines, Diva Bomb. But Eternal also used a lot of ults. Kai is an average owl hit scan player, no? No. Kai is very, very good. I would say Kai is the best Western hit scan in the world. Trying to see if I just disrespected somebody. I think you can definitely say there are others that are better. Like, I think Arns has historically been better. You know, Leave has also been incredible. Lip's incredible. There are a lot of great hit scans in the East, but Kai is the best in the West. Hot takes a 15k. Yeah, hot takes a 15k. No, Kai is very, very good. Carpe and Aspire. Okay, you guys can't say Aspire. Like, it's just that's just like not even like. It's just you just can't. I don't even know how to tell you that you can't say Aspire, but you just can't. He played a couple of rookie games and played quite well. And yes, he should be in the league after those performances. That's great. But to say he's the best hit scan in the West, come on, guys. Like, yeah, are you guys trying to like mold me out of control?
I could use some healing.
Whoops. Let's go this way.
Much better.
That's generally why Visor is considered a bad ultimate here as well, right, guys? Like, even in the best case scenario where he spends half of it just shooting, like, he doesn't... There's, like, shields, there's Matrix, he just gets a bit of damage, but it's only really good if you're able to play far away at this point and just, like, shoot at them from range, right? Because there's no damage drop-off on it now. Arn's better than Kai? Yeah, okay. When I say Western, I don't mean teams in the West. I mean Western. He's Kai is a Western player. No Western team. I agree that I would say Arns is better than Kai. This season, I think you could make an argument for Kai, but I think the history of Kai playing the game is just, he's so good. Let's watch this pulse mod, by the way. Oh! Western equals non-Korean, yeah, and that's sort of how it's defined. If that wasn't clear, like European players are considered Western. It's essentially non-Korean or non-Chinese players are considered Western in my eyes for the most part, right? So I understand that is theoretically incorrect, but it's just the way it is. We talk about that kind of thing. And there it is. Onigod goes sicko mode. It's kind of disappointing that they lose that, seeing as fucking Sparkle hit like a crazy pulse bomb onto the Zenith to begin with, but yeah. Samira is Western, yeah. And the reason it is general, it has nothing to do with where people are from. It is generally considered the regions that they played in, right? We consider Europe and North America to be westernized regions of how the game is played, while Korea and China is in a completely different category of how they played the game. And that's why it's obviously, now that we have Overwatch League and we're a global league and there's a ton of mixing, it doesn't make as much sense, but it's just sort of the way it is done. Okay, so the Paris Eternal get the first win on some heroics from Onigod on the Tracer.
Ready for battle.
Mira is from Latvia, yes, but Mira has always played his Overwatch in North America. It's the same reason that I would not be considered an Oceanic player. I would be considered a North America player because I've always played Overwatch in North America. And I would be a Western player, right?
You know that.
Yo, Bulgarian, thank you very much for 43 months. Can I watch Feels? Yeah, let's start off with some Feels ball. We'll see how he tries to open this one up. Are we going to see both teams start without the Pharah here? Which is interesting, because I would have thought that like one of the teams would have played Pharah on attack or defense. The bonk was so funny. It happens all the time. It's the life of a Wrecking Ball. Like, playing Wrecking Ball against Briggs Sombra Zen is actually the worst experience you've ever had. If you get discorded and you get caught out of position, you die. If you get hacked, you die. If you get bashed in the middle of the team, you die. Everybody does a ton of damage to you and you have to be effective. Good luck. That was a good block by Drijo. Great. Case in point. Drijo does a great job of blocking Khan. He gets bashed, he gets discord, and the ball catches him as well, and you just die. Like, let's get, I'm gonna watch some Naga. Let's get some Naga Sombra, see how he does. Isn't you die just the main tank experience? Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say he should be able to get a good hack hit. I don't think they'll get the punish on a Fearless. I'm actually gonna go overhead for this. I think this point is small enough that we can probably get a good overhead view. Fearless gets hacked by Naga again, but there's no follow-up. Like, Naga's not getting high value hacks, he's just getting hacks. I would have preferred to have actually seen Naga use this time instead of going for hacks to just charge up his EMP. Because he's getting hacks, but no one's ever going to be able to follow up on these. So because, wait, why is Dallas getting all the space? Did they kill one? No. Paris is playing top left. But Dallas actually gets in before they can go. Paris can go for a dive. So they actually get a ton of point pressure. And once Dallas Fuel get their backline in here, this is really good for them, right? So they have the EMP. All of a sudden, Paris are the ones who have to engage. So they're gonna rally over with redraw. I actually like that call. Oh wow, Hanman just like straight up loses mech. Jexay gets pulse bombed, which is crazy play by Onigod. Phyllis gets hacked again, getting the main tank experience. Good play by Paris. Honestly, great play by Paris. That's like. It can't be understated how impactful that pulse bomb by Onigod was, and Traces who are getting high percentage of pulse bomb attach rate is probably one of the most important stats I think for a Tracer right now, because if you can keep pulsing the backline, it completely changes team fights. It's going to be under Khan though to hit this Transcendence when they try and go for this EMP. Oh, nice. He got it. That was very close. I didn't think he was going to get it. He is a ballsy man. I would run if I was Khan, yeah. I don't think they're in a good position anymore. Alright, there's their EMP. Hits a lot, but not enough. That was a good enough EMP because it sort of split the front line and the back line, right? Khan hasn't really done a whole lot in this team fight. Rewatched your Repel Trance? Oh, baited. Baited. That was a great play by Naga. I don't know if he intentionally went in to do that, but that was a great bait. Comes in. That was actually like, that was a game-winning play by Naga. I didn't even notice that. He gets the bait on the Transcendence, comes back with his own EMP, and it turns the fight.
60 seconds remaining.
Dallas getting boomed right now. That happened a ton this series, and that's actually interesting because we don't see a lot of teams like going for these baits with the EMPs, but there are some players who are just like preemptively transcending. As soon as they see the Sombra on stealth, they're just transcending. So I think it's definitely something that people could do more in the tournament. I remember, who was it? Was Lip versus Monk, I think it was, in the playoffs, where like Lip was just like using the EMP as soon as he saw him out of stealth, and Monk was just transcending every time. So they could have easily gone for some more baits.
30 seconds remaining.
Don gets hacked and it goes into Frowny Town, but Doa gets hacked. He's 3. Oh god, that's so unfortunate. Alright, they can give a tick or two here. Do they have any ults? Oh, Paris don't really have much. Vistella is gonna go to the point, he's just gonna get hacked though. There you go. Vistella gets hacked. Oh, I'd say this eat by Harmon. Was it spicy? Oh, gets him. That was at the very end. I don't know if he was going for the pulse one. I think he was just trying to eat some damage, but... Alright, the Jexay rally is going to be good for them. This is going to be really hard for Paris to win this fight. Oh, they get Fearless though. Oh, EMP's good though. The rally did have a lot of armor out though. Dun gets hacked again. Dun is just not having a good time right now. That's good cap by Dallasville.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Alright, so Paris got a lot of ults online now. They have the EMP, they have the rally. They should be able to hold on this second point quite easily. They know there's no rally or transcendence, so they should probably just go aggressive and try and get an easy EMP or maybe a hack. Ooh! What happens if you EMP a rally? Nothing. Their rally keeps running. That's why rally is like one of the strongest counters to EMP. You lose. That's a great way to put it. You do just lose. Oh! Disgusting. So there's the EMP. The EMP was kind of good, maybe unnecessary, but you know, I actually hate that they used the rally and the EMP, right? Like, I think this might have been poor ultimate usage by the Paris Eternal. Like, so they have the kill on the Tracer. Like, why does Dredro rally here? I don't really understand the reasoning. So they're going for the engage. Yeah, like they use. They're in like, the Tracer's coming back, so they're kind of in a 6v6, but they use the EMP and the rally at the same time. I think it's so unnecessary from Dredro to force that rally. Like, I don't think they get any value out of it. I actually remember seeing that fragment where they all stand behind the Brig Shield. That Brig Shield like saved like 3 people with that Diva Bomb. It was from, who threw that Diva Bomb? I can't remember who threw the Diva Bomb, but I remember seeing it like one Brig Shield saved like 3 people. Was it Punky? Yeah, I think it might have been Punky. It was funny. It was disappointing because Stand 1 Slam came like 1 second later as well. Alright, so Paris are going for the spawn camp. You want Karpov? Alright, let's go Karpov again. I think he had to do it. Actually, I think he dodged it because he didn't get knocked back by the bomb, so it means he probably didn't need to use it, but... Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we spawn camping or what are we doing here? Run. I don't know why Khan didn't try to run earlier. That was kind of weird. He's just sort of hanging out on the mini. I think he needed to try and run and die earlier, right? Like, he was always fucked in some capacity. Like, maybe he could have run, but... It's a good slam by Don. He's gonna be careful about getting hacked. Okay, he's just in orbit. Let's see his door EMP. I feel like Dredro... Did Dredro get a pack out?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, he did. It was just a little late, though. Damn. I don't mind that EMP from Doa. Like, if you can guarantee the kill on the Zen, I think you take those. Alright, let's see if Naga can bait out what they're gonna do with Naga's EMP here.
I might need this later.
Damn, Sparkle getting Oni God. This is a problem for Paris. Oh, so this time he gets it. Oh, and the bomb. Well played. Oh! Did Dan fuck that up? Should Dan have been the one on the cart? Dan Orver stole it. Oh, this is miscommunication. I think they both thought someone else was gonna touch. That's a C9.5. That's a really bad C9. Oh, that's a bad one. Because that cost them their EMP Diva Bomb as well. Yeah, I think Dan thought Vesol was going to touch, and Vesol thought Dan was going to touch. Let's see what Repel does with this. Charles the Ninth, yeah. Straight up Charles the Ninth. Okay. Okay, Diva Bomb. Oh, Triss! I think Jexay just killed himself to save Repel, and then Repel transcended anyway. Because... Oh, did it stick Repel? Oh, it stuck Repel. I didn't... sorry, Jexay. I didn't realize it stuck Jexay. It caught him on the foot. So, alright, so yeah, Jexay actually saved him, but Repel transcended anyway, which is not great for them. Good Dreidro rally. This should just give them the team fight here. Oh, wow. These mines actually zoned out the backline, and Onigod and Dan actually die because of that. That was really not great. This was not a good team fight for anyone. They then EMP into a rally armor, but I think that should be good for them. Alright, well, good EMP. Dan's trying to commit to this one with the mines. I hate the ult usage of this fight. I feel like this went so back and forth. I think Dan should have kept those mines, but they still have the Khan Transcendence, but oh god, this rally is going to be a problem for Jexay. Jexay's just going to rally on the card. It's going to be really hard for Paris to cap this. Yeah, good trade. Khan gets pulse bombed? Why can Khan not ult? Oh, he gets hacked and pulse bombed. Oh, brutal, dude. That was their win condition right there. They needed to get that Transcendence out, especially against the rally. Damn, that Paris probably should have held this that round. Like, Paris really should have, I think. But unfortunately, just a couple of things going wrong in terms of ultimates and that C9.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Hey, defend objective A.
Dallas is more clutch. I think Paris made their own mistakes. I don't think you can just say it was clutched by Dallas Fuel. I think a couple of mistakes from Paris with their ultimate usage. Obviously the C9 on the second point, but then you have the Dan mines on the recall on the comeback, and then Khan getting hacked out of it, so he can't use the Transcendence. Just a couple of things going wrong. Yeah, we said the same thing, Fontiago, at the start of this. Oh yeah, well actually, I guess you're reiterating for someone else. Thank you. Dan gets hacked, but they're getting a good amount of space. Oh, Fearless gets punished. Fearless tries to slam on Naga. Gets hacked on the way out. If Paris can... Paris needed to not overcommit too much onto that, I think. Khan's doing work, but is he going to die as well? Alright. Yeah, Khan's about to... Well, I thought someone was saying exactly what I said. And I was like, yeah, that's a great point. And then I realized they were saying what I said. Good job, me. Great insight, me. Okay, Paris are kind of playing this slow while they get things up. This pulse bomb. Let's look at this pulse bomb from Sparkle.
I could use some healing. Oh, I need healing.
So he knows the Diva's gonna protect that pulse bomb. That was really clean. Poor Dreidro, man. That was actually really clean. Pel gets the Transcendence out. Hey, Custa, what do you think of the Paris-Boston game? Is it Paris just not knowing what to do? I think Boston's style counters Paris' style. I think Boston was actually really good at playing this Tracer Sombra way and also very good at shutting down the Pharah, and that was what Paris is best at, so. I think it's just a clash of styles. Oh, good pulse bomb. And I also think the reason that Boston countered Paris is the same reason that Boston lost pretty poorly to the San Francisco Shock correctly, is because I think Boston got counter-comped by the Shock, but didn't know how to adapt, and that's always been Boston's biggest weakness. So they have a great plan and strategy, but as soon as they can't play that way, they fall, like they crumble. And when you saw that when Shock decided to play these Reinhardts, they didn't know how to counter it. They decided to play like Genji, right? So. Kind of C9? Nah, that wasn't a C9. Fuel couldn't fight that. They just didn't want to commit. Alright, let's see Doha try and do something here with the EMP.
I need healing.
Why did Hanbin bomb there? Let's get back for you guys.
Routing tower to forward barrier.
I think Hanbin thinks they're gonna go. He probably gets hacked. Yeah, I think that's a miscommunication. He goes when no one else wanted to. They couldn't get there, so they just lose the fight. That's overconfidence by Dallas. That's just a bad play. What do you think of Outlaw's Reign? Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just a clash of styles. It's the first week is very rock, paper, scissory. I think that the very slow style of because Houston can't play the Pharah Mercy again when they have Birdering skewed in the lineup, then they can't counter the slow bunker style that the Atlanta Reign play. Because the slow bunker style counters this Tracer Sombra way of playing the game, and that's what Houston is good at. Alright, so now we're going to see the Dallas Fuel have an abundance of ults. Drijo needs to get this. Oh, how does Sparkle get the diff on Onigun? You think we'll see rock, paper, scissors of equally viable comps? No. Yeah, as you said, one comp will prevail. Maybe 1 to 2 comps will prevail, depending on maps. But it'll never end up a rock, paper, scissors. Oh, Sparkle. Was that a slam into a Sparkle clip? Sparkle's tracking is very good. Skewed to Houston. Oh, sorry, I meant Jake in, when I was saying that, I meant Jake in the lineup. I don't know where I am, actually. I think I've confused myself. But, you know, you understand what I mean, right? You might have confused me. I might have confused me. I don't know where we ended up. But I think you guys should understand. So what's really going on here? What's Paris doing? I feel like they've just been getting picked a little bit, haven't been able to get into this fight. So they're gonna rally engage, which I actually kind of like. Don't really like the match rally by Jexay. I don't think that was necessary at all. And then they're gonna EMP into the rally? Repel has to use the Transcendence because he gets stuck. This is an expensive fight for the Dallas Fuel. That's Mines, EMP, Transcendence, and Rally. And that's because I think they tried to fight 2 fronts at the same time, the backline and the front line. Yeah, and like all Eternal did was like use their ultimates to like stall out the fight and then just use theirs later. So I think that might have been a poor ultimate usage by the Dallas Fuel. Hanbin has to get big value out of this bomb. That's all they have. Or Sparkle needs to hit a nutty pulse bomb. But Naga's EMP, I think, is probably going to be a thing. Ah, Darn going down. How did Paris lose this fight before Naga even got back into this fight? That was a good play by Dallas, playing aggressive. They just went first. It feels like Paris is playing a little too slow for my liking. In this comp, they just don't... Like they just rallied again, right? So Drijo got a really quick rally getting that rally out, but they rallied but didn't really accomplish much, right? Dallas does a great job of disengaging it. They're just gonna wait up the armor and then they're gonna go again. Oh, that's a great EMP from fucking Naga though. That hits repel, that hits everybody. Great coordination with Dawn as well. That's just textbook. Like literally, that is a textbook dive. You cannot ask for a better dive than what the Paris Eternal just did. Custa says, a Justice fan, do you think there's any reason to hold out hope? They look so bad. Maybe. I have no more hope for the Washington Justice. I will not believe in them ever again. Like I don't know if it's the coaches or the players making these decisions, but they just. We'll talk about Washington when we watch their review, because we're gonna watch them play their first game this weekend, because it was horrible. It was actually horrible. So there's an EMP comes out from Doha on the Mega, which is interesting. Who do they have shot calling? I don't know. I don't really understand the inner workings. Oh, no, Oni God. He didn't even get EMP'd. I thought maybe he got EMP'd and that's what got him killed. Nope, just gets got. Alright, bashed onto the Tracer. Ooh, the rally out from Jexay. This is a really good timing on the rally, though. They're aggressive enough that they can get value. Oh, Dawn just gets murdered. Rocking a mines place. So that was a really good rally from Jexay compared to his last one. That should get them that team fight win. It's both mines. Naga EMP. Let's see if he can get another big one like he did in the last. Khan kills Doa. Khan kills Sparkle? Oh! Oh! And he gets the Transcendence. Khan diff, baby. Oh my god, Khan is so good. Oh, I hate that Transcendence. I hate that Transcendence by Repel. Is it gonna work? Nice CMP from Naga. That should give them the win. They forced out the bomb though. Honestly, they got a lot of outs out. That Transcendence from Repel actually worked out. It actually worked out. I don't hate it as much as I originally did. But if they had just... Because Dallas managed to reinforce that, they ended up getting a lot of ults out from the Paris Eternal, but that could have ended really poorly. Alright, Oni God needs to go sicko mode with his pulse bomb. Woohoo! There it is. I actually think that's something that players have gotten way better at this year compared to previous years. I don't think we have... maybe I should look up this stat, but I think pulse bomb attach rate, it feels like it's so much higher. Trace's ability to stick backliners feels so good, especially because I don't think people even used to go for the backliners anywhere near as much, but Traces have been really good at it lately. Pulse bomb workshop practice? Yeah, it feels like people put a lot of work in it and it shows. Do we know if Florida is still doing chat mat? We don't know. From what I've seen of ranked, is Checkmate is now playing ranked as DPS and OG is back in the country, so I would say unlikely, but never say never. Maybe because Brig was so OP. I actually genuinely think it is because of Brig. Because of how important it is to stick a Brig, especially when she's using the rally. I think a lot of people practice a lot more than they historically used to. So Paris are once again backing themselves into this room. Dallas taking the space. I don't think this is enough for anyone to really get an ult cycle. So it's going to really come down to who gets a good dive. Paris have good positioning right now. Oh, that's a great hack onto Vistola, but Khan gets repel. How does he keep getting this? Sparkle's got to be careful. Whoo! Khan kind of clean with it. Oh, is it? I remember this. Johnny highlighted. I remember seeing this. Watch this team fight. Look at this. Not many teams can do this. So they're like 2 down. They actually managed to get a good disengage. And Doa gets Khan. How does Khan go down here? Oh, that was great tracking by Doha. Khan just went down like a rock.
See you later. Always leave yourself back.
He died so fast. That track, oh, actually Sparkle came in. Did Sparkle come in and do damage at the same time as well? I was gonna say, that actually wasn't as crazy as I was thinking. Yeah, that little bit of extra damage from Sparkle completely offset how much damage Khan thought he was taking. So Khan goes down. That is a crazy double blink by Sparkle. And that's just communication, right? That looks like communication from Doa and Sparkle going like, dive the Tracer now. He double blinks, does a little bit of damage. Managed to get that kill. If he doesn't get that kill, Khan gets the Transcendence. Everyone goes on to live. So they're still winning, right? So you're like, Paris is still winning. It's all going well. This kill now by Repel. And this is why Repel is in the lineup. Repel is a great Zenyatta, and you can't discredit him. Just absolutely bopped. Why no assist for Sparkle? The assist system isn't perfect. I don't agree with Paris trying to fight this. This is actually a double support ultimates. They actually stack their support ultimates, and this will come back to hurt them later. But I don't agree with Paris's decision to try and use the Transcendence to go aggressive there. So now Doa has the EMP going into this next fight. Still feel like they played better with Fielder. I agree. I think they should still play Fielder, and they did that.
Keep it covered. Always leave yourself a back door.
We'll see what happens with the meta for the playoffs. Brig is not OP. Anyone that says Brig is OP, anyone at this point who says Brig is OP is just wrong, and they're just molding off of previous things. Brig used to be OP. Rally is still one of the best ultimates in the game, but Brig is not overpowered anymore. Brig fills a very unique niche very well, but other than that, Brig is not OP. It's very balanced. Yeah, I agree. I think this whole support... Oh! No! Doa! My eyes! Frick on a stick, Doa. He got greedy on it. Nice memp. She's very boring to play against. Yeah, I'm not advocating for Brig. I think Brig is balanced, and I think Brig is very strong in this composition, in this meta right now. Brig is a great protection support for your teammate, right? But other than that, Brig doesn't do much. Brig is literally a glorified bodyguard at this point. Yeah, and Paris are just going to be able to consolidate off of that lack of the EMP. Oh, great Diva Bomb from Hanbin out of that EMP. That's why Skewed is in now, even though he only plays Brig. I don't agree. I feel like Skewed would probably play on a lot of different teams. I haven't really seen him play other heroes. I don't know if he is 100% just a brig specialist or if he can play other heroes. We haven't really seen that from him, so.
60 seconds remaining.
He played BAP a little bit, yeah, but like, I don't know, like. All right, so Paris Eternal trying to step up here. All right, so this is going to be a good slam by Dawn. That's a great dive by Paris Eternal. Paris Eternal has some very good sync dives. That's only gotten Dawn syncing up to kill Repel. Dawn does get punished for it. That's a great counter dive from the fuel. But that's a better trade for Paris Eternal than it is for the fuel. Dawn will be back way before Repel comes back. They managed to catch out Doha. Oh, the Hanbin's in trouble now as well. Gets bashed and hacked. Khan kills Jexay. Ooh, baby. Paris is going to get rolling here. Xun isn't even a main support, he's a flex support, he plays Brig, yeah. But we haven't, like, I don't think you'll ever see him play the flex support. I guess he's valuable if they ever want to play double flex support, or a double flex support becomes a meta, but, you know, it is what it is. How does a comp like this even work? I feel like there is no barely any healing point output. Well, the question is, like, who needs healing on this team? Tracer and Sombra are very self-sufficient because they can play around packs, recalls, all that kind of stuff. They need a little bit of healing, but not a lot. The Wrecking Ball plays between mega packs and generally just rolls around the map and gets megas. And the D.Va is really the one who needs the most healing, but the D.Va is generally playing around the Briggs end anyway and gets most of the healing. It's just like, you don't actually need that much healing output anyway. And Zen and Brig can actually do a good amount of healing if you do it right. What is this EMP? That was a gamble, but it works. They do manage to get the kill onto Repel. That, I feel like that might have been a little aggressive from Naga. The problem with this EMP is, even though they get the Zen, the best case scenario, they get a couple of kills and then they force Dallas to back up, but Dallas are gonna get another fight here. This would have been a good EMP if the cart was like here, right? But because the cart is so far away, they can just counter dive, and that's what they do, right? They just hard counter dive, they trade, and that all of a sudden they're going to trade 1 for 1, but it's going to go somewhat even, and now they don't have an EMP. So I think that might have been a little ambitious from Naga going for that one. Doa's going to get this EMP. He's going to need to get a good... He needs to hit Calm with this EMP. Alright, he doesn't get it. Khan gets the Transcendence. That's okay trade. You trade the EMP for the Transcendence at this point if you're... The mines go out. Oh, that's a great pulse bomb by Sparkle. They get the mech. Their Transcendence comes out. And that sort of highlights what just happened here, right? They needed the EMP for that fight. Because Dallas just had a ton of ultimates. They just come in and they just drop them all. And without that EMP, they don't have the ability to get through it all. So, kind of a mistake from Naga, I think, there. Trying to win the game too early. You're impressed by Eternal's progress from Mega Melee until now? Yes, I am, okay? But I am very impressed by Eternal, but we also need to remember this has been ideal metas for the Paris Eternal, I think, in my opinion. I think they are getting very good metas for the way they like to play the game. So they're good, but... And I think that I would definitely say they're exceeded my expectations, but there are some people who think like Paris is as good as like the Gladiators or Houston at this point, or Atlanta, and I don't think Paris is there like consistently, right? Maybe they'll prove me wrong and they'll keep rolling on, but I feel like their loss against Boston sort of highlights that. But they're better than Houston for sure. I don't understand how you make that distinction. I don't understand how you make the distinction that Glads is better than Houston. Like, I feel like you're putting some bias on there.
2, 1.
Like, I don't understand how you think, like, how is Glad's better than Houston in any way? I would say Glad's and Houston are somewhat equivalent of where they stand, of they're both good teams who have failed at the, to do anything in playoffs. Like, Paris could easily beat Houston, could easily beat Gladiators, but I would say most times Houston and Gladiators would win. At the moment, they're in the same tier. I would say in this meta, I would agree that I think Paris could definitely take it to those teams, but we're talking about overall, right? We're not talking about the teams right now in this meta, in this exact moment. When you're saying a team is better than another team, you can't say that. Otherwise, we would just look at the rankings for the current tournament, and then would say, yeah, this team's better than this team because this happened here, right? Like, oh, this is their map record, right? Like. All right, so good hold by Dallas Fuel.
Time to raise my APM.
Oh, yeah, Dreedra did stuff. I'm actually curious to see this because I remember watching this map and Josh and Bren were like very high on Dreedra, but I didn't really notice it as much. So I kind of want to have a look at see if they're right. Let's get some Brig pop for this because I think we haven't really looked at many Brigs. Because Brig is a very important thing, right? You need to get a lot of Inspire uptime. It's interesting that he's not going for any whip shots to get some like Inspire uptime right now. I feel like he should be at least throwing a couple. Oh, there we go. You just want to like throw it at the Diva and the ball when you see them. To just get Inspire, right? Oh shit, he got hit by that EMP. That's a great EMP from Doha. As soon as Paris walked out of that room, they just get EMP'd. Oh, Don gets a good kill on the Sparkle, but... Oh, he needs to hit that. He really needs to hit that because, like, look at it. He needs to heal himself. He needs to get that Inspire uptime. Oh, and he gets got. Oh, nice bonk. Rally, yeah, it's time for a rally. That's a good rally. Oh, Naga goes down. Who did Naga's EMP hit? He had a lot of people with it, but he gets punished instantly for doing it. Oh, God. Fuck me, dude. What visual clutter. I think playing Repel was just to test him out, but in essence, kind of a soft self-inflicted disadvantage. I think you have to play Repel at this point. If he is considered to be the Zen player and you're in a Zen meta, you need to give him a try. They gave him a try, it didn't work. And they're like, hey, we're gonna go back to Filter, and that's the way it is. I don't mind the decision by Fuel. Like, I don't mind what happened. But I also respect them losing and being like, hey, we're gonna go back to Filter. That shows good head coaching, right? That shows that, like, you're willing to give players a chance, but if it doesn't work, you're not going to force it, right? It's a good pack. He really needs to be with the Zen there. Oh, God. This is so unfortunate. He's, like, just missing everyone. No. Oh. Oh, he's alive. Nice play. Feel to dominate on Zen, and yeah, like after that performance, I don't just expect to see Repel anymore. Nice catch. He's like, where'd the ball go? Nice rally. Oh, God. He got very close to getting hit by that. Got him. Got him. Oh, that's a good EMP by Naga. Big. That was pretty well played by Drudro. Brig is boring as shit to watch. Really? I think watching Brig's really interesting. I'm actually having a great time watching Drudro. Brig not OP though. What about that was overpowered? Nothing about that was overpowered. That was nuts. That was Sparkle. Like that's just clean. That's just clean Brig play, right? Oh, whoo, Sparkle gets 2. And this one is over. Lots of, yeah, and that's the thing. You got to look at Brig for the crucial decision making. I think that if you think it's boring to watch, I would say you should play some Brig and play with the guys of you need to have the highest amount of Inspire uptime while also protecting your backline, right? And that is a hard balance to get because you need to be hitting whip shots. That's a skill shot essentially, right? The whip shot is a skill shot. You need to not put yourself in a position where you can die because Brig is actually very susceptible to death these days. Ah, it just gets caught with the hack. Let's go some Sparkle Pod. I think I would stick the Diva there. Oh, rough. Buff her shield? No, I think Brig's in a really good spot right now. I think she's in a really good spot. Nice. Drudro is throwing away packs every now and then on the Zen. That's, like, look at this, right? You gotta look at the little things when you're watching a Brig. Drudro throws away 2 different packs here, right? So he bashes a Tracer, he does his job, right? Full health Khan, throws a pack on her, right? Second time, throws a pack on her. I think that's a waste. Also, the interactions of packs, right? Can you guys clarify this for me? If you throw a pack at someone and they're full health, does the pack remain... providing the, so if Khan lost health, would the pack remain for the duration of when it would usually stay? It would, right? It keeps going, right? All right, sweet, just confirming. So, like, it's not awful to throw it on someone if you think they're gonna take damage, but I think using 2 packs like that isn't good. Oh, nice bomb by Vistola. But 2 doesn't speed up the healing, yeah, but it stacks on top of each other. They compound. I know that's how, like, throwing 3 packs on someone isn't bad because instead of 2 seconds, it goes to 6 seconds, right? But obviously, it's generally not recommended to throw all of them at once. Nice pack. He needs to follow Khan into that room. Nice play. Do you remember when you used to like bash a Tracer and be able to one-shot them? That was so dumb. Khan just yeeting himself into the room. Yeah, Khan says no. Okay, we're gonna check out Fearless Ball. We actually looked at it a little bit earlier. I want to look at Drudro Brig. I'm actually having a good time looking at Drudro Brig. Because we don't really watch Brig very often, and people said he popped off. He's doing a good job so far. Oh! Okay. As much as that was a great brash by Drudro, that was so bad by Doha. Like, he's just asking to get bashed. You can't... You can't do that. You just can't do that. Nice, man. Legitimately, because he... Oh, God. Khan dies anyway. Wow, they're actually going to get away with it, but still. That's... Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, was a distraction bait? Yeah. Guys, let me like throw my EMP and then get it bashed, and then you guys can come in and kill everyone. Sounds good? Okay, break. Drijo looks away for 2 seconds and Khan dies, yeah. He got the Sombra and he thought that he had him, but... They can fuck up and still do the dive. It was just a good, well-executed dive, right? Okay, it's the rally. Oh! Yeah, Toa, that was funny timing. Oh, nice bash. Drijo is playing very well on this brig right now. Oh, I think he shouldn't have gone for that bonk or that bash that early. That's right. For that reason, right? If he had the whip shot or the bash, he probably could have done more there. Where's the Doomfist? He heard the Doomfist. He needs to turn for that. Nice. Clean. Clean big. Clean bash. God, I want to be brig when I grow up. That was clean Glenn. Gameplay. Kind of unreal. Paris finished because the map went into OT. I think Paris just did a... Sorry, Dallas did an awful job of defending on that last point. Alright. Someone want to watch Fearless Ball? Let's have a look at it. I feel like new main spot's gonna pop up on Briggs since they have had time to grow grind them their whole career. It's also just been meta for a long time, right? In like contenders and other spots. Ball diff. Alright. It's kind of funny how everyone likes Brig but not being bashed and whipshot away. Well, it's the same way of why people like Doomfist while everyone else hates Doomfist, right? It's fun to be the person who's being oppressive and being strong, but it's not fun to be owned by that, right? Brig is also not as overpowered as she used to be, so that's why I think people like... Brig is nowhere near as bad as she used to be. Like, she used to be so strong. Her shield made her, like, such a tank, and her bash did 1,000,000 more damage, and her rally armor persisted forever, so it didn't even matter that you would early rally. You would just early rally because it would last forever. What's Dreedro now? Alright, you guys want to go back to the Dreedro camp? Does he pop off? Yeah, she had a 600 HP shield. Yeah, she was broken on so many different ways. Ooh, that was kind of bad by Dreedro. Do you know what ping Dreedro plays at? No, I have no idea. Is Paris supposed to be comfortable in this comp? Yep, this is a pretty good comp for Paris. I don't think this is their strongest comp by any means, but I think they're okay at it. Brig had a 600 HP shield. Yeah, when she... Okay, let's just recap. For anyone who wasn't aware when Brig got introduced, how broken she was. Brig's shield used to have 600 health. Her bash could go through shields. Her bash also did 50 damage. Her armor packs used to give you an overheal of 50 armor if it didn't have any healing. Her ultimate rally used to give 100 armor, and it would also persist forever until it got actually removed. And back in with all of those buffs as well, with how she used to be, she also used to be able to one-shot a bash tracer. So if you ever bashed a tracer, you could bash, swing, whip shot, and it would kill the tracer. And the tracer couldn't do anything as soon as she got bashed. So, yeah. Brig was broken. Oh, and she had 250 health. She did have 250 health as well when she first came in, right? Didn't her health get reduced from 250 to 200? Am I remembering correct? Or am I misremembering that? Nice catch. Oh, bit of a late trance, but kind of unfortunate. Oh, the rally. Oh, God, dude. Dallas just can't clean them up. Legitimately, they just haven't been able to kill Khan or Dreedro this whole time. They've done a great job of killing everyone else, but they just haven't been able to kill Khan and Dreedro. And their ult was bugged, so the armor had extra damage resistance? Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, got him. That was a good play by Dreedro. That was definitely a good round by Dreedro.
Ready for battle.
Crazy how much these French main supports have come out in the league being nuts, yeah. I think what's crazier is that Wins played in like the 2019 World Cup.
Attackers.
Who was telling me? Someone was telling me that, did you know that Wins got picked over Dreedro in the 2019 World Cup when Dreedro was on the way up? Maybe if Dreedro had played in that World Cup, Paris would have done, France would have done better, and Dreedro would have been in the league earlier.
Ready for battle.
Who? It's interesting.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
All right. So we're gonna see Paris go back to the Pharah. What's the score at this point? 2-1 to Paris. 2-1 to Paris. All right, so let's go this. This is a very good Winston map and a very good map for Dallas Fuel in general because I think Fearless plays so well around that Winston. Well, I think Darn's Wrecking Ball is really good, but his Winston isn't anywhere near as good as his Wrecking Ball because I think his Wrecking Ball is quite good. So it'll be interesting to see if there's an MTD coming out here on the Winston. That felt a little easy. How did that happen? Ugh. 1 second. Yeah, camera fuzzy. 1 second. What if I do? Ah, not bad. That might be better. Hack on Dreedro? Alright. Good play by Dallas. I think if Dallas is able to play this comp on more maps, they'll definitely be better.
I'm out of here.
I'm on fire.
Objective A captured. New defensive.
Okay, we have a thing that we talk about when we're watching Dallas play. I feel like Fearless's win rate or value rate every time he gets a Winston Primal is like higher than anyone else in the league. When he gets a Primal, he just somehow gets work done when no one else can. Oh, damn. He almost got out of that and got his primal as well. If he gets out of that and has his primal, this might just be a free win for Paris. For Dallas, sorry. Carmen gets Pistola. They just need to play slow, right? Play for their ultimates. Get the rally. Nice bonk by Jexay. Res on the Naga, it's not really gonna matter. As long as they keep this Pharah in check. Did he just solo EMP Dawn? I think it's probably worth it. Good peel by Hanbin. Dude, Naga, that took Naga so long to kill Repel. He shot him with so many rockets. Jexay's down, they're out of heals. Please tell me Dallas at least gets a tick from this, right? Please tell me Dallas gets a tick from this. There's no way. How is Dallas even in this fight anymore? They don't have any healers. Their healers are coming back. That was a crazy reset by Dallas. Sparkle did not get the memo, though. Yeah, they're backing up. 2CP is the dumbest game mode to ever exist in any game ever. That's actually just ridiculous that they get nothing out of that. They were on the point for like 2 minutes. My camera froze? What the fuck? Hello. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Alright, let's see what Naga does on this Pharah. Oh, well, that was valuable. Wow, because fuck you, Jexay, that's why. That was disrespectful. I also think not worth it. It got Dredro killed. Oh, Phyllis gets slept. That ain't good. Minkus was here, thank you for the 3 months. Fusion Hopium is back on the menu. Yo, it's happening. It's not about the value, it's about sending a message. Paris doing a pretty good job of like playing aggressive in a way that they can't. That Dallas just aren't able to get like breakthrough right now. Step on me. Yo, Fran, thank you very much for the host. What is up, everyone? We are VOD reviewing the weekend's games. We're watching Paris versus Dallas. Oh, hacked. Fun times. Oh my god. How is Naga alive? Oh god, and then he gets... That was fucking awful to watch. That actually hurt my soul a little bit watching that. That was just dodging. Alright, Dallas should clean this up though. They lose this again due to 2CP, I'm gonna cry. And just go to sleep until Overwatch 2. Naga needs... Oh, that's a great nade. Honestly, that repel by Naga, from repel onto Naga was so important. Oh, that was pretty bad. He should have healed the brig. Okay, Dallas get 2 points, which capping... I would actually love to see when the last time Dallas got capped on Anubis, 2-capped on Anubis. I don't think it's probably been a while since they got 2-capped on Anubis. I feel like their defense on second point is like immaculate. Alright, we're gonna get Pharah v Pharah off. I have unfortunate news for you. Did they get 2-capped? I don't remember. There were so many games. I don't remember if they got 2-capped. Yeah, I guess the Chengdu C9. Was the last time that I can remember. Oh, how does Jexay die? And I think Jexay on this, when they play this Pharah Mercy, I actually think Jexay is one of the weaker points. Oh, he went too far. Yeah, he went too far. So what happened here? He's got the attachment here, and he's good. And this is a good play. He needs to cancel it like way earlier. He goes way too far, gets a little caught in the open. If anything, he should have gone up and right. I think if he had gone like over here, he'd be in a better spot, especially knowing that the ball is over here. He just put himself a little bit too exposed. He ended up having to drop away from the Ana and falls into a Tracer. So. And it just gets really, once your Mercy's dead, you're just in Frowny Town, right? Like, how does Repel keep everyone alive? Oh, nice. Oh, damn, no one else shot the ball with him. Repel kind of owning. And I think this needs to be stated as well. Like, a lot of people are blaming Repel for this loss or saying, like, why would they ever play Repel? Repel is a great flex support. He is one of the best that we have in the league. Like, he's not like top 5, but he deserves to be in the league. He's just playing under Fielder, who is just an absolute monster. So. Oh, baby. Dude, Khan, if you ever want to have, you know, if you ever want a #1 fan, it's me. I am your #1 fan, Khan. Oh, makes it look so easy. That's such an important play. And he gets the... Khan is so goddamn good, dude. Oh my... Don't do it to him. That was too high. I was gonna say that was... Time to bust. Too late. Woo! Okay. They have nano? I'm surprised they haven't nanoed the Baron. Let's go. Go time, baby. Let's go. Oh! What? That was filthy, for one. But second of all, why? What did Jexay just do? It's a weird series. I don't know why he flew into the Pharah there. I don't know if he was scared about someone being in the back, but yeah, that was kind of a... Once again, Jexay Mercy kind of struggled. Oh, good barrage by Sparkle. Sparkle being like, I don't need a Mercy. Mercy's a crutch. Khan best Western flex support? I think recently, yes. But I think Crimso's been really good as well this year, so. Dude, Fearless has got to stop getting slept. Is Khan doing it to him, or is Fearless kind of trolling? Is he doing a little bit of trolling? It's kind of a troll. No, how does... Is someone explain to me how Naga is alive? Oh, they're dead, yeah. I don't really like this Pharah on attack. I don't think Pharah does enough consistent damage to really cap you through it. I think you need to play the Sombra. You want that EMP, you want those hacks. Like, I think the Pharah can work if you get a really big barrage. if you get a really good barrage or something like that. But I think it can be hard, or like you get hit a couple of really nice directs with the nano, but I think it's just too hard to really execute. Oh my god, Paris got a lot of ticks from that though. The sleeps this game, yeah. Khan and Repel are just trying to one-up each other, it feels like. He doesn't want to have to primal. When you go get Sparkle. Okay. You know how I said I didn't like the Pharah? I definitely don't like the Genji. Against the Winston, Tracer, Sombra, Anna Brig. Like, Anna Brig are like the two best supports against the Genji as well. Like, I actually really like Genji against like Baptiste. Like even a Lucio and stuff like that. Against Anna Brig, I don't like it. I really don't like the Genji call. I think you're dependent on the blade. And then even with the blade, you have to just hope you go sicko mode. But I don't think it's going to work against. Seen the hack by Doa? Oh, yeah, I have seen the, yeah, I remember what you're talking about, yeah. We'll catch that one. I remember this. This is filthy. Like, I don't even know what you would think if you were the Genji here from Naga. This is just, like, disgusting. Oh my. Absolutely disgusting. That hack on a Khan. Dude, Khan is in Frowny Town. He does not want to be there. Yeah, and this is just sort of what I talk about. Oh my, he's lucky he didn't die to that. This is what I talk about when you play against the Dallas Fuel in the second point. This is like the best point for the style that Dallas Fuel love to play the game. Felix can play Winston, they can play balls out aggressive, and all they have to do is trade, and they know that, and that's why they're one of the best at this point. But also, yeah, 2CP sucks, but like they play the way that they need to against all this. So let's have a look at this, right? Nano Blade time, right? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're gonna get the Nano Blade. Here we go. They're about to go. If this was planned by Doha, which I actually think it might have been, it's actually insane. Naga goes, pulls the blade, but Dan gets hacked. Dan gets hacked, he pulls the blade, can no longer get the blade, and then without the nano, he can't do anything. He ends up having to counter dive with the blade and gets absolutely nothing. So now they're in trouble because they have no blade. So they nano a raw Genji. And this is why you don't nano a Genji for the most part, who doesn't have blade. Woo! Disgusting. Never nano raw, yeah, you never want to nano raw. Oh, that's a problem. Oh. Oh. Dude, Fearless is just disgusting on that with his with the primals. It's just not even fair. He just makes it look easy. When I try to do that, I lose the target. I always jump over my target. It's like the first thing I do. It's like, I got this. Here we go. And then I just like fucking G'd over them. Okay. How many map 5s have the Paris Eternal won? Because it has to be... Not even map 5s. How many map 5s on Oasis have the Paris Eternal won? I think it's above 3. And it was actually funny because I was looking it up when the Gladiators lost to... Who did the Gladiators lose to? When they lost to Atlanta, they lost on a thing. Did you know that the Gladiators in map 5 are 1 from 5? They've lost 4 times in map 5, while the Paris Eternal, I think, probably have the opposite record. They're like 4-1. Fucking Gladiators, man. Paris must be one of the most clutch teams we've ever seen.
5, 4, 3.
Dallas does usually win the map 5s as well.
Round 1.
So glad to choke as well. We all knew that. Do you think Paris are evaluating the value of Suna considering how well Onigod has performed on Tracer? And that's the issue with being a specialist, is that it is very hard to find playtime, I think, right now in the league, because there's a lot of players that are diversifying and being very good. And I'm also a massive advocate for having 6 players that are all very good and you can just play your style and they're flexible, right? I think there is so much value in that. I think Paris Eternal is showing that. As much as it is a Tracer meta, I think the ability of Onigod to play that Tracer at such a high level as well. I think Suna's Tracer is probably better than Onigod's, but Onigod can play so many other heroes that's why I would always love to see Onigod in this roster. So they are lucky they ate that boot. Think the subs just mess up synergy? Yeah, and I think so too, and I think it's a really bad thing for not only the teams that want to sub around a lot, but also the players who are on the bench who just like never get playtime because they're like a specialist or they're playing under somebody who's just better than them, right? Oh, murdered. Repel needs to get off the Zen. Like, I think he needs to get... I think this Pharah comp... So, when we talk about the rock, paper, scissors, this is a great way to explain it, right? I think this comp by the Paris Eternal beats this comp from the Dallasville. I think the Pharah applies too much pressure onto this Zen, and they don't want to switch over to the Ana. So I think like the Tracer Sombra isn't anywhere near as good against the Pharah comps. But I think the Pharah comps... but then I think the Pharah comps are also countered sometimes by the Orisa comps. Like the Orisa... like McCree comps, if you know what I mean, from time to time. And then you like... There's like so much like cat and mouse of like, maybe I should draw a graph of like a circle of like what is better. But I just don't like this comp that the Dallasville are playing against this Paris Eternal comp, especially on control when it's very hard to shut down the Pharah. Do you think it's a disadvantage to only have Fearless as a main tech when you can't play Orisa? What do you mean? I think Fearless can play Orisa. Orisa's not that hard to play. Like, I don't think they would ever, if they had an Orisa specialist, whatever, they'd never play him. Like, that's not really a thing. They just don't play Orisa because it's not good for their team. Like, their whole team style isn't good for Orisa. They don't, because if you're generally going to play Orisa, you generally want to play hit scan. The reason they don't play Pharah is not because Orisa is not because of Fearless, it's because everyone else around on the team. So the Nano Pharah, and you see why the Nano Pharah is valuable, even though like the Nano Pharah doesn't do anything, they go kill Repel, and Repel is like massive target for the Dallasville right now on this Zenyatta. I can play Orisa now. Well, let's not go too far, right? Like, I'm not saying Orisa is super easy, but it's not really mechanically heavy, right? The reason Wrecking Ball and Winston and even Reinhardt are difficult is because the mechanical skill required is just so unique. While Orisa isn't unique to play, you just need to have game understanding and like situational awareness to play Orisa. Understand how to use your holds, understand your positioning, and that's essentially it for Orisa, right? Yeah, Rein is more of a mental game because you're going head to head against the Reinhardt, right? Orisa needs aim? Not really. It's not hard to shoot in their general direction. I think Shocker found something this tourney. I don't. I think Shocker have a good thing going that they are very flexible, but I do not think they have worked something out that no one else has. I just think they have been winning because they know how to counter other teams. Yo, the visor? Wait, let me go back. Holds are the toughest part for Orisa? Yeah, I agree, but they're like not that hard for an outplay to learn, right? Good old visor. Wow, he actually got the kill on Dora. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Feels zen, man, dude. Oh, feels fucked that up. I think he loses this. He does. Oh. Alright, so Doa also on the soldier. Oh! Get fricked. Sparkle actually just got rolled. He's got to stop chasing this ball around. The ball doesn't matter that much. And this just sort of goes to what Kai was saying when we were talking about the soldier. It's like, you see, like, Onigod's not really winning them the fight. Obviously, that kill against Sparkle was sick, but just by applying pressure to the tanks where they can't get healed up, like, Fearless has spent this whole round so far, it feels like, just running around picking up mega packs, right? Onigod is just, like, always, like, shooting rockets, just always putting out damage, and he's very safe with it as well. Because he can play so far away, he doesn't really need help or support, but he can put out a ton of damage. And that is the value of a soldier in comparison to like a McCree, right? And I think Visor is actually a lot better with the range, with the no dropper. Is it a uniquely Shock thing to play Torb? No, I think Atlanta were the team that popularized playing the Torb.
We're all soldiers now.
The Shock's value in this season is that they can play the Orisa, Torb, hit scan stuff. They can play the dive quite effectively with the Wrecking Ball. I would say that's probably the worst. I think this like Tracer Sombra Wrecking Ball comp is probably the worst one for them. But then they can also play the Pharah. So they can play everything, and I think that flexibility is going to be a massive asset. I don't think they're the best at anything, but I think they are good at everything. I'm surprised that Repel came out playing the Zen again, because you're gonna, like, they have to expect that Naga is gonna play this Pharah again, and for how hard that Repel got bullied in the last round, it's just gonna happen again. They just can't keep him alive. As soon as he tries to step forward in any capacity, this happens, right? Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, but you can get away with Jack of all trades, master of none, because, you know, the Shock are showing that if you just counter comp the opposition that you're playing against time and time again, then you can win. Naga is free as fuck, yeah, and their comp doesn't do it. So they actually switch Repel to the Ana here. I don't agree with the Winston switch. Look at how much damage the Eternal has, and he's like, who is he gonna dive? The Ana? Like, diving an Ana as a Winston at our level is almost impossible. So I don't really like this Winston switch by Fearless. The game is sped up. I don't think it's sped up anymore. No, I fixed it. It was sped up for a little bit there. As I said, it's kind of hard to go anywhere as Winston. And this is just bullying here. Does Shock win against the top teams? I guess we'll find out, right? That's the question. Because Shock went 2-0 this weekend, right? Did they go 2-0 this weekend, or did they lose to somebody? 1-1. Who did they lose to? Oh, that's right. They lost to Dallas in map 5. That's right. That's right. That boob? Yeah, we saw it. We saw it. Like, if you guys haven't seen that highlight at all, you didn't watch our broadcast. We've seen that a million times. But yeah. I think the Shock are good now. As you said, like I'm not gonna, I don't think I would choose them to go to Hawaii. I think my money is probably still on Dallas and Atlanta go to Hawaii, but I think Shock are gonna, you know, hopefully be competitive. So now they got the nano, so they can nano Winston in.
I'm on the objective. Rally to my position.
Oh, Drijo got caught in the open there. Easy clap. Oh, wow. Nice play by Phyllis. Yeah, we have another Hawaii trip. He doesn't remember who wins this round. I can't remember who wins this round. I think I actually don't remember who wins this round. I think it was I actually think if I remember correctly, Paris wins it. But I remember thinking it was the most Dallas Fuel thing ever to almost win this round, where they were getting like hard bullied at the start of it, and then somehow Fearless goes Winston and they just make it work. God, Visor is just such a useless ultimate.
You're not going anywhere.
Oh, that's a good EMP. I remember this EMP catching Drijo and getting Drijo absolutely murdered. EMP was so good by Doa.
Rains from above.
I don't agree with that barrage. I don't know who's going to Hawaii this time, Artemis, or if they are actually going to send us to Hawaii. I don't think they will send me and Johnny to Hawaii, because as much as like it would be funny and it would be fun, like how do they do the desk with me and Johnny not there? They're missing 2 people. Like maybe they get an Anos to do that, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything, so.
Hola.
Why barrage when down both supports? You know, just got ahead of themselves. So Naga switches, they go over to the Brig Anna here. So we'll see how they can make this work.
I could use some healing.
It's kind of crazy how much better the Dallas Fuel play when they just play Winston, right? Like, I don't even think this Winston comp is better. They just better at it. Losing the cap there to the Paris Tunnel was kind of bad. Dallas would have already won this round if they'd got away with it. What's worse, Tac Visor or Meteor Strike? Meteor Strike is way better than Tac Visor, because at least you can use Meteor Strike to like as an insurance card. Allows you to play more aggressive. Tac Visor literally just doesn't give you anything. Fearless Ball look good. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. It's like, Fearless Ball isn't bad. I just think they play better when they have a Winston. Show cats. I actually don't have any cats in the room right now. I'm sorry. We're gonna do an e-spot after this. I'm not sure which one yet. We'll let chat decide. All right. Well, this is the Farah map here. And so much so that we're actually going to see the Dallas Fuel mirror the Farah, sorry. He's gonna be careful about getting Dreidra killed. Oh, nice nade by Khan. How does Khan hit that nade? That nade does so much work. That's such a good nade. Nice nade. Asleep? I don't know why he threw the nade straight off the bat. God, Khan's won. Oh, Naga's back. clean.
Damage increased. I'm with you.
Okay. They got the control of the point. Yeah, it's surprising that they nanoed Fearless there. They really should want to save that nano for Spark a while. Onigar gets the stick. They shouldn't really use any more ults. Why did Dredre use his Valk here? I don't really...
Damage amplified. Enemy contact.
I really don't like that Valk from Dredre. There is literally no reason to use that Valk at that point. Because, like, he uses it at the same time that they nano and they get a stick on a pulse bomb, right? So it's like, it was so unnecessary.
Your support has arrived. Damn it. Healing stream engaged. Damage increased.
Okay. Or EMP, man, that caught Dredre.
Some assistance.
You know what would be nice to have here? A Valk.
I'm with you.
Because how does Jexay die to mines?
Apagando las luces.
What are you, me? No, whoa. Whoa, why would he Guardian Angel downwards? Someone explain to me why he does this.
EMP activated.
That is a bit, there's no reason for that. Oh, yeah, that wasn't great. By the Jexay Mercy has not been, not had a great series. Ooh! Naga Farah is kind of nasty.
Damage amplified.
That's why the best Mercy play is GA to beam target. Wait, what do you mean? What does that have to do with GA to beam target? He just didn't have to GA. He could have easily healed that person without GAing to them. Oh, they threw the bomb at the combo. Oh, and gets the Farah with it. Big plays. Alright, the classic Fearless Primal wins games. Almost.
I am empowered.
Farah Mercy 2v2s. I know, it's such a pure form of playing Overwatch, you know? I love Farah Mercy play. I think it's so good. Oh, God. Oh, this is actually... This made Johnny Mold out of control. And this is such a bad idea as well. Naga barraging the Mercy is a gamble, but it works, right? Here's where I'm confused. Why does Sparkle barrage Naga? The Gar barrage is like... If he just dropped and then shot at the non-moving target of Naga, he probably kills him. But by doing that, he trades, and that's like the worst case scenario. Ammo check? Okay, that's actually a good... That's a good point. I like it.
Get in there.
Doesn't even have that excuse. He's got 4. Bit of a mistake. I think it was an alright play. It was not. If he kept moving, there's no way that he dies to that barrage. Like, dying to that barrage would be like 1 out of 10 chance that he dies to the barrage. But if he just plays down and he just hits him with the directs on the way down, he wins that. There's a reason you don't barrage people in the air as Farah. Unless you're like directly in their face. Okay, now we're just in clean up mode. Doan needs to get a... Oh, I actually remember this. I remember this, actually. Actually, that wasn't that bad. I think I'm thinking of a different time. The EMP wasn't great, but that wasn't that bad. Like, he kind of got forced to do that, right? He went to the torb for a second. Nice, man. The Doom Fist. I think he definitely should have gone Soldier. I think Soldier would have been a much better pick here. Naga gets nanoed, barrages the back line. And there it is. GG's to Paris Eternal. They are once again proving that they are a force to be reckoned with. But if we know anything about this weekend is they go on to lose to Boston. We're not going to review that game. But yeah, Boston had Paris's number. I think when Paris weren't able to switch over to that Pharah as often, they struggled. Boston did a great job of shutting down the Pharah comps on control, but also just shutting down the Pharah comps everywhere. So big props to Punky and the whole Boston Uprising for getting that win. But Paris do look good nonetheless. I think they are one of the better teams in the West. They look comfortable. They have their style. They can, if they can work out how to deal with some of these other comps that they're getting thrown, that are getting thrown at them, I think they can be in a good spot. Dallas, they look a little weak, but I honestly think that Paris is a pretty good matchup against Dallas because they play the same way. I think Dallas and Paris have the exact same issues of they both really lean into that wrecking ball and Pharah style, and trace ensemble when they need to. So I hope you guys found this interesting. It was kind of a long one, but I think it was pretty sick to look at. Khan was nuts. I think all of the Paris players have made great names for themselves moving into next season. But yeah, not much else to be said. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.